Hello, my name's Michael Conneely, and this is a video about the 15th of February 2018 eclipse. And I'm speaking to you from the beautiful far west of Ireland, near the Healing Centre, where Maggie and I offer many healings and courses, both locally and hugely worldwide as well. And it'd be great to work with you on those. And please stick with this video, because at the end I've got a couple of really worthwhile points that I'm building up to about the energy of the eclipse that everyone will experience, and what happened to you last time there was an eclipse in this area of the heavens. But I want to start off with the important question of the understanding of an eclipse. Now, an eclipse occurs at a specific area of the heavens, and so at a specific area of your birth chart. And the effect of an eclipse is like an earthquake. Imagine the strata, the rock strata of the Earth's crust, and they come under pressure, and they bend and bend and bend, but they're held in place. Huge tensions build up. And then an earthquake comes along. The rock strata shatter. If it's under the sea, a tsunami may happen. This is a very exact analogy for an eclipse. And indeed, since the 31st of January 2018 eclipse, already in the run-up to this 15th of February 2018 eclipse, I personally have known where there's been an earthquake and a cyclone in the same place. And this is to do with the way eclipse energies operate. And so we can experience eclipse energies negatively or positively. So I think it's important that I start off this video by the phenomenology of an eclipse. You see, if we're not really living according to our life path, our incarnational destiny, eclipses feel terrible. But the whole point is, we shouldn't be living in a blocked way, in a scripted way, according to limiting scripts probably imposed on us by our family, possibly imposed on us by our religious upbringing, possibly imposed on us by living in this culture and seeking a career path in this culture's way. And so it may well be that we will be in denial about how massively off course our life is. And so if an eclipse occurs in a vulnerable point of your chart, and we'll be coming to what those are in a minute, it will feel catastrophic. You might feel, I just can't go on. But that's because, in a sense, we're living in a way that we should not go on with. However, if we have done at least some of the work to become authentic to our incarnational life path, to become authentic to the special spark each one of us was born to manifest in this life, the eclipse will feel like a change, but we'll be able to go with the energies, and we'll be freed up to do even better in terms of our life path, in terms of realizing our special destiny. So it all depends where we are. And if we're very sort of programmed to stick miserably in a miserable identity and a miserable life path, the eclipse will feel like Armageddon if it's on a sensitive part of our chart. So the eclipse is on the 15th of February 2018, and here in the west of Ireland that's at 21:05 hours, and you can look on timeanddate.com to sort of find out where it is where you live. Now, On my Star Wheel Astrology website, I've got a 2018 astrology page which has the charts for all the eclipses and the first day of every month and lunations and so forth. So what you need to do is go on my Star Wheel Astrology website 2018 astrology page, and you can see the chart for this eclipse in Western astrology and in Vedic astrology. And it's a really good idea to also look at the entire astrology for February, the month of February 2018. So you need to go on my blog to see my astrology and healing newsletter for February. So from this blog about the eclipse and this video, there's very good resources you can branch out more fully into. So, yes, the other point I think I need to make is that there was a lunar eclipse on the 31st of January, and lunar eclipses have much quicker effects than solar eclipses, and the upcoming February the 15th eclipse is a solar eclipse, so it will create a strange energy point in your chart that will be activated later on by transits. And the whole point is, if you are afraid of your destiny and afraid of coming into your full power and afraid of the nature and vastness of your true inspiration, you just won't want to open yourself to the eclipse. You could even be afraid to the point of denying that you have hope, that you can sort the issues. But we're here to sort the issues. And what I would say is that Western astrology is a psychological depiction of ourself. So it uses the tropical zodiac and it describes our psychology. And so when you look at the eclipse in your Western chart, it will describe to you what you'll experience psychologically. But Vedic astrology, using the sidereal zodiac, and it must use the sidereal zodiac, is orientated to your incarnational life purpose and to your destiny. And the psychological you is only a part of that, a crucial part to understand and work with, but only a part. So we move on to the next question. Okay, how does everybody feel an eclipse? Well, I certainly think between the period between two eclipses we're in now, we can feel tense and uncertain, either before and indeed after an eclipse. But things can become more precise than that if you look at the house in your chart where the eclipse falls. So for example, if the eclipse occurs in your first house, well, the old books speak of the downfall of kings, but conversely, of course, you could come into your power. It's noteworthy that in August 2017 there was an eclipse between Donald Trump's close together ascendant and Mars, and he became president, for good or ill. And certainly the 31st of January eclipse, just gone, occurred on my ascendant and Pluto, and things have gone so inspired with amazing synchronistic openings, people getting in touch with me, helping me in my inspirational path. But of course, you also need to take into account that the house opposite will be affected by an eclipse, harmoniously or challenging. So if the eclipse in your first house, which is really assertion of yourself into the world, the seventh house will be affected, and that's about marriage. So for example, if the eclipse is in your eighth house, there could be a psychic opening, there could be a death, there could be an inheritance on the way. You get the idea. So you have to know the affairs of the houses If they're in Western astrology, you're talking about psychological effects in the life area of a house. If you're looking at the Vedic astrology, you're looking at destined effects, events, health, changes in consciousness, that type of thing. And then biggest of all, you need to be aware if the eclipse falls on one of your planets or more. And so, in fact, you apply an orb of up to 3 degrees either way, realistically. And when an eclipse is on your planet, a planet in your birth chart, the effect in your life can be enormous. I mentioned what I felt the effect was when the eclipse was on my ascendant and Pluto. So, do have a reading from me if you feel the eclipse is going to have very big effects in terms of the life area of the house in your chart, or if the eclipse falls on one of your planets. So I'm next going to go on to, I'm just turning the page. Just read the blog. I won't go into all this. So I think what I'll next look at is the fact that this eclipse is in Aquarius. We need to understand this. It's big. You see, the energy of Aquarius is revolutionary. It's about brotherhood of man. It's impatient. It's wired. And so it can be detached, utopian and eccentric. There's inspiration there too, massively. So you need to be aware that the eclipse will unleash Aquarius energy to everybody in the world, regardless of the house it's in, regardless of any planet it might be on top of. And so you need to be open to the fact that a certain sort of revolution needs to occur in your life. You need to be open to the fact that you might need to detach from certain spiritual frameworks, occupational path, relationships, to embrace the revolution, but of course do it carefully. Aquarius is an inhuman energy in some ways. And the final point I want to mention is it can be helpful to look at what happened last time there was an eclipse in this area of the heavens, in this area of your chart. So you're talking January, February 1999. And you look back and see, what did you embrace then? And what did you separate from then? And how did you do it? And this could be useful insight for understanding what should happen now, what will happen now. Try and become aware of what shifts and changes are happening in your consciousness and your life path, what you do and who you relate to now. Try and identify it, try and understand it. Support that which you think is beneficial. Change your life pattern. Strategize to support the effect of eclipse in Aquarius. And remember that everything may not be yet unveiled. This could be partly because we're stuck in our old patterns, stuck in our programming, stuck in our family conditioning, stuck in our scripts. So don't expect it to be clear. Try to be aware of what's happening. Try to make the growth you perceive. Try to see where the star is leading you. So, go to the blog about this 15th of February 2018 eclipse for more details. And there's a link in the blog to in fact, 2 pages on my Star Wheel Astrology website for the astrology of 2018. And enroll for a reading. My readings are worldwide. You can choose 3 different levels. Or, wonderfully, enroll on one of my worldwide astrology courses. There's a completely authentic relationship because we study your chart and mine. It's genuine. There's copious notes. There's visionary astrology dimensions in that we contact the planets in a visionary way, in their pure essence, but also studying them, how they manifest in our chart, which can be very different. And there's detailed study of the standing of each planet in your chart and how your planets treat each other. So they're wonderful courses. So you can go on my Master Vedic Astrology course, or on my Nakshatras course, or on my Advanced Vedic Astrology course, which has various options, including, for example, the wonderful divisional charts of Vedic astrology, the Varga charts. And be aware that where this eclipse occurs in your divisional charts offers sometimes supremely important declaration. So, this is me signing off from the far west of Ireland, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.